We're Dine and Sing, a couple of Aussies homesteading on borrowed land in our self-converted bus tiny home. In today's video, we get the first animals for our homestead and they are messy but so cute.
Oh my goodness. What have you three been doing?
I also share my method for making a sourdough starter from scratch. Make sure you subscribe and like the video and join us for all the fun and antics of this beautiful and simple off-grid life in Australia.
And I noticed a bee swarm.
We said the one thing we wouldn't do this time homesteading was pull the trigger on animals before we were ready. And yet we still did that. We are getting chicks and ducklings today. In fact, we already have them. Ducklings and a few different types of chicks.
Free flowing, sailing with the wind, not knowing how this story ends. Kind and brave, I know I'll find a way.
Sounds of the homestead.
We dropped our ducklings and chicks off at our friend's house as we had organised to take them out for lunch. But unfortunately, when we got back, we were greeted with disaster. You see, we had never kept ducklings and chicks together before, and in fact, haven't even had ducklings to begin with. So what we didn't realise is that while we were away, the ducks played and played with the water until the brooder was completely saturated. We almost lost a couple of these little fellas because they didn't have the light on, and we went out to lunch and they got all wet in the box. This one and this one, oops, had it the worst, but they were both lying cold, but they've come back to life. There you go, guys. Warm up, darlings. It's okay. Needless to say, after the fiasco of the afternoon, we separated the chicks and the ducklings for their own good. I shared in our previous video that I started making a sourdough starter from scratch. I have my feeding schedule listed in our Buy Me a Coffee page linked down below. In today's video, I'll take you along over the next few days as I feed the starter and you can see how it changes. Alright, it's the next day and as you can see, my starter had a lot of fun yesterday and bubbled over. I did not expect it to be this active this quick, but it just goes to show how good wholemeal flour is and the right season. So we're going to take out 70 grams and put it into our new jar so that I can give this one a clean. Otherwise, you can do 70 grams plus the weight of your jar, which we measured in day 1, and just take out enough to make that number. Ooh, she's sour. Day 2, we're adding 50 grams of rye flour. We're adding 50 grams of all-purpose flour or bread flour. And then to that, we're adding 115 mils of lukewarm water. 70 grams of our super bubbly active starter. Wow. Tomorrow you're repeating day 2, so pretty much the same process, 50 grams of your flours, 115 of your water, and then 70 grams of your starter. I'm going to go feed this baby. Though Sam and I have been very busy, our homestead is very peaceful at the moment. There are so many sweet sounds and so many sleepy heads.
So I was just doing a little bit of work on the awning and I noticed a bee swarm. So now I'm going to very carefully try not to get electrocuted by our new electric fence and then also not step on any snakes because it's now snake season. Let's see if I can go find it. I believe I found them. I can still hear them very loudly. Where is it? Oh yeah, you can see them right there. Very high up. Not a chance.
So day 4, I want to show you guys what I mean by you can remove the sourdough starter until it is the weight of your jar and the sourdough starter that you need, and then you can feed it from there. So right now it weighs 505. The weight of my jar was 212 plus 70 grams of sourdough starter. Oh wait, hold on, without the lid. Wow. Oh my gosh, that's insane. So right now the measurement is 481. I need to remove sourdough starter until this number is 282 because that's the measurement of my jar and the 70 grams of starter that I want to keep. That goes in the bin. And then to feed it, we do 50 grams of rye, 50 grams all-purpose, and 100 mils of water. It's a good way to do it this way if you only have one particular jar or you just don't want to get them dirty every time. This week I set up my bird bath to start bringing some charm to our little homestead and encourage the native birds to visit. Out of it too. We also had Birdfy send us their Feeder 2 duo, which Sam set up on one of the largest wattles overlooking our fire pit area. With 2 cameras, we hope we will get to have some very close encounters with the visitors to our property. In the future, I plan to plant out some more native trees to give natural sources of food to the wild birds, but for now I have opted for crushed seeds which are closest to what the birds would natively find out in the wild. I also added some dried mealworms for the kookaburras and the wrens which I've seen around, really hoping they'll come and visit.
Oh my goodness. What have you 3 been doing? I see the evidence on your beak. Very poopy in here. Here's the difference. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You're lucky you're cute. Everyone's water's out. You, oh my goodness. So messy. You're gonna go hang out with your chickens? Hello. Hey. Oh, you're nice and warm. Yeah. Good morning, duckies. And there's your chickens. Chicken.
Day 3, and I tried out something a little different with their water. I've included a tray and I seem to enjoy it more, and so far it's a little less messy. My starter has been so active and bubbly. It's been overflowing every single day, and I'm really excited to get to bake with it soon because today is officially the final day of creating our starter, and today's feeding is going to be the maintenance feed. So what you do every single day for the rest of its life, unless you're keeping it in the fridge, then every week. I have also done a variation where I only add 1 tablespoon of flour to 2 tablespoons of water, and that's been fine as well. So I'm going to share how I feed my starter daily, and then also share some things you can do with the discard. Look at that. I know, Louise, it's crazy. So much action. We're going to do equal parts flour to water with 25 grams of our starter. So I'm going to do 50 grams of all-purpose flour, 50 grams of rye flour, and 100 grams of warm water. I'm going to keep this in the fridge because I'm not going to get to bake for another week. So I'm going to do that same feeding once a week and take it out a couple of days before I bake the next time that I do. We need to get him a little waterfall thing. Later in the week, we had 2 different birds visit our feeder. It was so exciting to see the live capture from the Birdfy using our app. We had a female bowerbird with her magnificent blue eyes and a little honey eater who was scared at first, but eventually was brave enough to have a feed. So it has been a lot of fun to have the chicks and the ducks in the house the last few days. They are definitely very dusty and they're very smelly because they smell like animals, and having that in a small space is not ideal. So we are working on, or Sam is working on, a brood box for them so that we can get them outside and out of our home and have the lights still working over them to keep them warm, but just give them a bit more space than what they currently have.
Where'd you get all that wood from?
I smashed apart some pallets.
Just some pallets hanging around, or where?
I destroyed your compost pile for them.
How dare you?
This is what happens when you get ducklings without a brooder ready to go. I start pulling apart our household.
I asked Sam to film me while I made lunch just so you could see the chaos that is my everyday now with a bub. I am often a tornado in the kitchen, cooking, cleaning and entertaining all at once. Since making my sourdough starter again, I have rediscovered my sourdough discard tortillas, which are so soft and quick to bring together. It's a great way to use the discard that you're taking out during a feed. We just wrapped up having lunch and the heat of the day has also left, so it's much more pleasant to actually work on a project. It's also Eloise's bedtime, so I'm slowly getting her down and I just pop in and out while Sam is smashing the project and making sure that our little ducklings and our chickies have a place to go that is not inside little tiny boxes. Those ducks especially are growing so big so quick.
Did you say lunchtime?
Yeah, we had lunch.
Yeah. What time is it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
5?
Yeah, 5 o'clock lunch.
Late lunch.
Classic Diane Sam.
Yeah,
But you are right, it is much cooler and nicer to work out here now.
much better.
Yeah.
Oh, what a beautiful picture. My garden's in the back, Eris chewing a bone, love of my life working hard.
While Sam worked on the brooder and Eloise had a nice long nap, I portioned out some tomato paste which I will freeze to use in our cooking instead of buying those little plastic tubs. I think I've taken frugal to a whole new level. Portioned out tomato paste from a giant packet so we can freeze it and have tomato paste forever. Forever.
Forever.
Now we...
Uh-oh.
No, it'll totally work. It's fine. You make it squish.
No. I don't want tomato paste all over the fridge.
Alright, I'll get another baking sheet.
Nice. You're cute.
You look so good.
I'm glad you think so.
Wow.
As the evening wrapped up on the homestead, Sam finished his brooder and got the ducklings out. It didn't take them long to settle into their new home, which is a much larger one compared to the box we had them in. Morning, ducks! Beep, 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 beep. I will leave you with a few last improvements that we have made on our homestead this week, from finally fixing our bassinet to covering our fresh water to prevent algae buildup. They are all just small things, but they make our life here on this rural block so much better. Leave a hype if you enjoyed the video this week and let me know below any name suggestions you have for our new flock. See you all next time.